Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Firstly, I am going to apologise yet again. I feel like that's all I've done on like the past vlogs since we moved into this house, but I've been so inconsistent with like my content that I've been producing, so I'm so sorry. I'm hoping now I've got a flow back and I'm going to be able to produce it weekly content. So I do apologise, I've been the worst. I think it's something like 5 months, it might even be longer than that, so I do apologise. But I'm feeling good. Today is a lovely day outside. It's blue skies and me and Reg have been to the beach, my little pug. Rich is out for the day, so I've got the whole house myself, so I thought, what better time than to sit down and make a video. So it's going to be an exciting one because we do have some quite exciting news. Me and Rich got engaged in January. So this is the lovely ring he picked out himself. So we got engaged and I thought, what's more appropriate than doing a bridal makeup? So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I think I'm going to be going for something quite soft, but enough so that it looks like you've got something on. I wear my makeup fairly heavy. As you can see, I'm having a really bad breakout at the moment. So the foundation I'm going to be using is the NARS Soft Matte Foundation, and I've got this in Fiji Light 5. Now, I don't know if anyone else is going to have experienced the same thing, but I use the same shade in the Radiant, what's it called? Radiant Foundation in NARS. I can't remember the full name. But anyway, but I found like this is like a different tone to it. I don't know if anyone else has been finding that, but I certainly have. I can't say that this is my favourite foundation, if I'm going to be honest, that I've ever had. So I buff that into the skin. So it's not too bad considering I haven't put any concealer on yet. So I'm just going to go in with the Lasting Perfections Concealer by Collections 2000. So yes, very exciting. As I mentioned at the beginning, we got engaged. So on our 4th anniversary. So we live close to Brighton and we'd gone to Brighton for the day. And Rich is originally from here and he'd moved down to Basingstoke previously, and that's where I'm from, so that's where I met him. And obviously we decided to move down here, he wanted to move back. So we live about 20 minutes from Brighton, and the first time he brought me down here, when we first got together, our first photo was at the very end of Brighton Pier. It's really nice, there's like nothing else around, it's just outlooking the sea. And we went there for a picture, and that's where he done it. Got down on one knee and everything, it was lovely. So nice. I was shocked, very shocked, but he was acting very nervous that morning, so. And he's somebody that doesn't get nervous. He's quite hard to, not scare, but he doesn't get nervous very easily. So that's the first time I've ever seen him like that. But no, it was absolutely perfect. Perfect, exactly how I would want it, just me and him. So yeah, that was our lovely news. So yeah, so who knows, this could be the makeup I end up doing. Who knows? So what I'm going to do is go in with my bronzer first. So I'm using the Hula Caramel, my beloved favourite bronzer of all time. I just think it's great. So I'm just going to take the excess off on my palm, and then what I'm going to do is start at the back and then bring forward. And then go up onto the temple. I don't want it too heavy on the cheekbones, so I don't want it to look cakey, but I want it to give me enough colour. I'm going to go in with my favourite combo. It's pretty much what I use all the time, which is a mixture of Laura Mercier Peach and Vive Pesca. I think it's just so excuse the dirty products. It's just gorgeous. As you can see, it's very well loved. So what I normally do is I go towards the back with, again, well loved, go to the back with Laura Mercier and bring forward Pesca just because it's the lighter shade, but they work quite nicely together. So let me just go in. So I'll start off with Laura Mercier. Again, I'm just going to pat it there. Again, go up onto the temples a little bit, so raising it up. Again, on the other side, just so it's not dragging the face down, it's really bringing it up. And then I do go over a tad with each at the end of the nose, and then also up here. Okay, and then I'll go in with Pesca. So I won't pat this because I do quite like the tone of this at the front of the cheeks. So it gives like a really nice, healthy blush to the face. And again, just lightly across here and on the nose. Lovely. Now, I feel like I'm swearing when I say this because I love Vive, the brand, which is Jamie Genevieve's brand. I love it. I can't, for the love of me, get on with this. Can anybody else? I really can't. Don't get me wrong, it's great if you've got fake tan and then you're putting it on your bone structure, across your chest, and then on your shoulders. I love it for that. But when I've got my like foundation on, so I don't know, it's because I've got powdered bronzer on, but then I've seen her use powdered bronzer and it doesn't, but it seems to part. So I'm going to try it today, and then if it parts I'll show you what I mean. So I've just taken a little bit and I'm just dabbing it, because look how gorgeous that looks. But in terms for, it's typically not going to do it when I'm telling you about it, isn't it? Maybe I'm just always having an off day when I'm doing it. Let me take a... Okay, it's working a bit better this time. But it was literally parting my foundation, so unless it was, I was just, I don't know, my skin just wasn't agreeing with it that day. But it has happened a few times, so just, let me see on that side. Okay, I take it back, it's working today. And then I just do it at the end of my nose as well. Okay, but this is what was frustrating me, is because everyone else I could see using it, it looked stunning. So now it looks like that on me, so that's great. That's so weird. It literally, I swear to you, it hadn't been working. Take it back, take it back. It works. So I'm just using Laura Mercier translucent powder. And then what I've been doing is literally shaking off the excess and I'm patting it. So I'm like baby baking, I suppose. Don't think I'm gonna go in with an eye primer as such. I'm just gonna go in a bit more with the concealer. I've been doing this a lot lately as well, but just going in with my finger, and it's been really working for me. I used to use, well I still do, but from time to time, MAC Painter Lily, but this just seems to work great. There's like enough, it's not sticky as such, but there's enough tack to keep the eyeshadows in place. So yeah, I've just been using this. I swear by this concealer. It's such a good one and it's so cheap and cheerful, it's just great. Okay, can you see it's just literally blanked any colour that's out on my lid, so that's great for me. So, I think the colour I'm probably going to go in with is Warm Rose, which is this one here. So it's kind of like a purpley undertone. So let me just take one of my brushes and, oh my goodness, how dirty has that got? And then we're going to start in the crease. Can you see how pigmented that is already? The Too Faced palettes are fantastic. I recommended this particular one to so many people. They just never fail me at all. So we just, and I just want to slightly bring it up there. So it's not heavily, it's like sticking to the lid, if that makes sense. It's just giving enough and it really helps that soft appearance. Sorry guys, my camera actually died, so it's about an hour later. So if you notice that the light's slightly different, it's because it's actually got darker outside. So, which is really annoying because it's the whole reason I was doing the video at that time, because the lighting was perfect, and now it's dark. So anyway, carrying on. So I've just been walking around the house with one eye done, and that's pretty much it. So as I was saying, just going softly in, just to sort of carve out the area that I want to focus on. So I'll do one eye on camera, and then I'll do the other eye off camera. I know I always say to do it at the same time, but just for quickness for you guys. Okay, so that's just given us a nice sort of guide, if you will. So now what I'm going to go in with is I'm going to go in with Coca. So it's just a darker version of Warm Rose, I would say, but more of a brown tone, but still with that purple in there, I would say. So it's just defining it. How did you guys have your wedding makeup? I'm interested. I know some people want literally hardly anything there. They want it to be as natural as possible. Some people love a red lip. What did you have? Or what would you have if you were getting married? So it's created like a nice shape. So we're just going to go in and drag that out a little bit more, just so we've got a nice shape that we're working with. So I haven't put any more product on this brush because this had the darker shade. I'm just literally working with the excess that I have on there, just to try and blend that out, and then I'm going between that and the first brush. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with the lighter colour, which is, I think I might, let me see what Petal looks like. Okay, so I'm going in with Petal. That's a nice blend, isn't it? I don't want anything too light so that it looks like a massively drastic change in colour on the lid. So even though it's I'm using it as sort of like the base shade, I still want it to have that colour in there. I think what I'm gonna do, now we've got some shimmers in here which are really nice. So you've got Glistening Snow, which is very light. You have Shimmering Pearl. Both quite light colours. So this is where I'm thinking this is gonna come in. I don't know, what's this one called? Heavenly Body, this is called, this. And look at this. I mean, gorgeous, right? So they do, I have been mixing that, and then also, what shade's that? Is, oh, Normoon, is that how you say it? So I've been doing a mixture of Heavenly Body and that together before, but because it's slightly darker, I might do Heavenly Body and Palladium, which is this colour just here. This is such a huge palette, it's really hard to show you and hold it at the same time. So Palladium is this colour, so it's like a bit of a peachy colour, but I think it would work mixing that and Heavenly Body together. I think it would look quite nice. So I'm just going to apply with my finger. I'm literally just tapping in both, focusing on the centre a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is just with my little finger, just using Heavenly Body on its own, just for that inner corner highlight, and then just going over, not putting any excess product. Just bring it out a little bit. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I will apply an eyeline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a dark brown eyeline. I don't want anything too harsh. So I'm just going to use a really fine brush. I might actually start off with this one. So I'm just using an angled brush and I'm going to go in with truffles. So this is the same palette I've been using for the majority of it. And I'm just going to start off by going across the top eyeline. Just gradually building that up. I think a brown eyeline is so nice for wedding makeup. It's nothing too harsh. I think it just goes really nicely. Sometimes black eyeliner, especially liquid, can be quite harsh on paler skin tones. If you're wanting a softer look, it can just be way too harsh. It can look beautiful, but it just wouldn't give that soft appearance necessarily, unless you've done like a smoky fox eyeline. But again, I would still advise going with a brown. And I'm just blending it out so it's not necessarily so crisp. So bringing that across, if you can see. So what I'm going to do is just apply some mascara, and I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll be applying the eyelashes. But in the meantime, I'm going to do my eyebrows. I think that's a really easy, sort of subtle, I think that's a really easy eye makeup, especially if you're doing your own wedding makeup. I personally will be doing myself just because I can't sit still for long enough. I can barely do the hairdressers. I am awful at hair, so I will not be doing that myself. Okay, just got a little bit of mascara on there. And then I think I'm just gonna go under a little bit. I don't wear tons underneath. I'm gonna go in with Cocoa first. Yeah, I've just never been one of those people that really wears much underneath my eye. Sometimes I don't even wear mascara on the bottom lid. Bottom eyelash line. So again, I've not put any more product on, I've literally just used the excess. I just think it marries it up quite nicely. If you do wear something on the bottom. So I'm just doing this with my brush, just going in for one last blend. I find it really difficult to know if I'm liking the makeup until my eyebrows are done. Is anybody else like that? I really struggle with it. So I've changed up my eyebrow routine recently, and what I've been using is Precisely My Brow pencil by Benefit in shade 4, and also Gimme Brow. So I wanted to try and do something a bit more naturalish, because I was always using sort of powder, and it's that very blocky eyebrow. Just 'cause I've been using it for years, really, doing that for years. So I'm just gonna, I really lightly hold it down here, and then just brush through really lightly with the pencil. So you can see that it's gradually building up colour, and then I go in with the spoolie end. So I do this first, and then I start creating a shape. I think I do need a warmer tone shade, to be honest. So then what I do is I almost carve it out at the bottom, like that, so it just gives me a slightly thicker, because as you can see, my eyebrows are very, very sparse. So just do that. And I just go over with the Gimme Brow just to sort of, just adds a little bit of dimension to my brows, because they're very sparse. Like the hairs aren't very long on them at all. They're really short, sparsy brow. Just makes them look a little bit fuller. Okay, so I've just matched both eyes. Tried matching my eyebrows, had a little bit of a mare, as I mentioned. So I just thought I'd show you. I'm using these eyelashes because I was going to do it off camera, but then I thought, do you know what, if there's some people out there that haven't used these brands and they turn out to be quite good, then you probably want to see. So what I've done is they're normally this size, but I've actually cut it just over a little bit of halfway. So I've got the glue on there. So let me just use a closer mirror. I'm just gonna see. To be fair, I was pretty impressed with the quality. They were £2.50. I got them in this local supermarket. I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna give them a try. Obviously, if it was my wedding day, I would use brands that I've trusted before and stuff like that, just because I know that they last all day. But I thought, for the sake of the video, and what I will do is I'll keep these on for the rest of the evening, just while I'm chilling in my house, and just see how they wear. But they feel really light, which I'm pretty surprised at, because when I've gone for cheaper brands before, like ones from Primark and things, they feel plasticky, and these generally don't. This particular one, there was another pair that was much more dramatic, and they did look plasticky. But this, I mean, I probably use better glue, but I've used the one that they've come with. But they're really light. I don't know if you can see if it's gonna focus. But they're generally, and they don't have like a harsh line there either. So far, so good. Like, I don't feel like I got them on. So I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll show you guys, just in case. £2.50 is a bargain. They weren't on offer or anything. That's generally what they were. So let me just do the same. I'm not even kidding, guys. I'm in the house on my own, and Rich isn't coming until later. And is anyone else like every sound like, what is that? I don't think someone's breaking in. I just automatically go to, as it goes to my house. But actually, realistically speaking, it's an older house. I think it was made in like the 60s or something. And the heating's just come on. I'm like, what is that? And literally my nervous wreck. Like, even then, like, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's like really loud when it's on. But, and like, Reg is eating, so sorry if you can hear him. He sounds like an alien in the next room, like gobbling down his food. But yeah, now I'm like, oh my god, it's only 6:20. I've got all evening yet. Is anyone else like that? Please tell me you are. And it's not just me, and I'm not just a little weirdo. I mean, like, normal people would just think it's someone breaking in, right? Or, no, rephrase that. Normal people would just be like, no, it's the heating. And if it wasn't anything else, they'd be like, oh my god, is someone trying to get into my house? But no, I go straight to ghosts. I mean, I probably shouldn't be saying this, because this might actually, if there is anything, irritate. Again, that one has gone on so nicely. I'm really impressed with those, you know. They feel like, they generally don't feel like there's anything on my eyes. Right, so I'm going in with Vive's Bewitched, so it's part of the new range. I'll just swatch that here, just to show you. So it is like a purpley tone. So let me just, let's go, I don't know if I want this. And then this is the lip colour. So this is what I've been doing, is going in with Myth. So let's just take. So I'm just gonna go. Right, so I've just added some lip dew, which is also by Vive. So I think that's definitely softened it up. But yeah, so this is the overall look. I think it looks really nice. I think something like this, if you wanted a more done up look on your wedding day, didn't want anything too over the top and too, because again, what I think brides forget is on your wedding day, when those photos are taken, the makeup does get sort of washed out a little bit. So sometimes it's not, you need to think, have a little bit on your face, a little bit more than what you would normally wear, but not too harsh, just so it appears lovely in your photos. But yeah, so I managed to cover them as best as I can. But yeah, no, tell me what you think. Would you wear this sort of lip? Would you wear this sort of look? And if not, what would you wear on your wedding day? If there's any other sort of bridal looks you want me to try, maybe red lip, a little bit more darker, a lot more natural, let me know, comment down below. I like to read all of your comments. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe to my channel. It would be a big help. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you guys soon. Thanks, bye.